Hey guys, what it is yo girl Cadillac. I am the legally blind artist rapping and painting for justice, hoping to see justice before all fades to black. Here's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, I'm back with another video. Yes. Okay, guys. So I am here tonight because I've been on this journey as a prison wife for 20 years now. It's been 20 years since my husband was wrongfully convicted, and not since he's been sentenced, because that first year he was going through trial and this and that. And we quite didn't know if he was going to prison or not. So, but it's still prison related. So that whole first year, you're being drugged through the freaking mud. Like that's from arrest to TV court to all of that stuff. That whole first year. So it is 20 years, just about. And it's almost 20 years exactly that he's been incarcerated in prison. So half of that first year was basically like jail time or whatever, county time. So I have been on this dusty road. Like Monica said, on that dusty road. Look, give me a heart emoji, any color, whatever color you feeling today, girl. If you remember that Monica song, yes, that was my jam. And I used to play that a lot of times on my way to visitation on them dusty roads. Yes. But anyway, so the situation with me and my husband, oh my gosh, it feels like we are at rock bottom. Like it can't get no lower. A sentence we already knew to start out that he had 40 years, whatever. So it is times, periods during the sentence that it has gotten a bit like easier or whatever. Like the time that he was closer to home. Yes, it still was hard. Yes, it still had its struggles, but it was a lot easier than that first half. And then the third quarter, basically, I had age on me at that point, and it wasn't so easy to be a prison wife. Like with that age on you, girl, like whoo, you going through changes in your life, your body, your mood, your mind, your heart, your everything is changing. And you're still a prison wife. You look up and you're still in those shoes. Like, girl, it's time to take them shoes off. I want to take them off so bad, like, baby. But I love that man. Just like Gladys Knight said, I love that man. Was that Gladys Knight? I don't know who that was, girl, but whatever. But so I have, because our situation is looking so meek and dark or whatever, I I don't know. It's like maybe my pain can help someone else. I don't know. So possibly it wouldn't be pointless to have traveled this road, because possibly I could take the information that I gather on this road and pass it along to you that are coming down this road, and hopefully it'll be a lot easier for you or a lot more doable. So, I have today in this video, I am going to talk about, so your husband is going to prison. Yes. Things you need to consider. These are 10 things that you need to consider once you find out that, hey, he's on his way to prison, like what you're going to have to prepare for to start this prison wife journey, and his journey being on the inside when he was free. So now this is going to be a big change for both of you guys. So I wrote down 10 things. I didn't really give them an order yet. Gosh, I should have put them in order before I started this video, but I didn't. Okay, so the first thought that I have written down is, you're going to have to decide what kind of relationship you guys are going to have. Is this going to be a, like, once he's gone off on his prison sentence, is this going to be an exclusive relationship where while he's incarcerated, you're going to be just with him? Or is this going to be open to where he's in prison and he knows that, hey, you can't really put your life on hold like that, and that is going to be things that he cannot do for you during the times that he's in prison. Like, establish that before. What, because you don't want to, the number one thing, you don't want to lie. You don't want to go into a relationship being like, well, not go into it because you've already been in this relationship, but you don't want to transition the relationship into being deceptive. So just be honest, as honest as you can. Like, are we going to, like, am I going to see other people? I guess we now, because they be up and on them little pen pal sites and stuff. So I don't know. Like, are we gonna be exclusive? Or is it gonna be that I'm gonna be just with you and I'm gonna be riding this dusty road with just you? It's best to establish that before he goes off, up the road, because you don't want him to assume one thing and then it turns into something else. Like, he's assuming you're gonna wait for him, and then you're like, dude, I can't do this time. Or he's like, stuff like that. Like, please just consider that first. Have some type of conversation before his out date or whatever, or while he's in county, if he's like doesn't get out on bond, because Marcello did spend that 1 year with us out on bond, which I'm so thankful and grateful for, because that was the year I had just had my daughter when my husband went to prison. My daughter's now 20, and I just had her. Not when he went to prison, when he was accused and arrested. She was only 2 months old. So for him to get out on that first year, that meant the world to us, because that was the year of bringing our daughter up. That's when she's coming into the world. That's where she's building her bonds with her family. And he was fortunate to get out and to actually have that bond with her father before he left. Now, he was, and oh, that's a catch 22, because she became so fond of him and they spent so much time together. And then at that point, once he lost trial, she was kind of ripped away from him. Like, so that was sad, but a bitter ending to, a fortunate, situation to happen for us to get bond. But a lot of people don't get bond. So if you are going through the trial process and your husband is still in county, then those are some still, you need to have that conversation. What type of relationship is this going to be? So my second, I think I'm out of order. Yeah, so I don't know how to put this in order on spot, so we just gonna go down the line. So how long are you willing to wait for your husband? Like, those things should be considered, like, before you start this journey. And the only reason I'm telling you that is because, first of all, I really didn't think Marcello would be in prison this long. I was kind of lied to. Both of us were lied to by the public defender, which you're like, duh, girl, like, for real, like, you really believe the public defender? But yes, I was young and dumb. I believed what he said. He was like, yeah, he won't do no more than 10 years. And when I heard that, like, I was hurt that he was going to do 10 years, but I'm like, oh, I could do 10 years. So I'll only be like 30 when he comes home, and our daughter will only be like 10. So we can pick up the pieces and try to put our family back together. And that's really what I thought, until I had contacted the lawyer again 10 years from then. And they were like, no, girl, 40 means 40, because they gave him a minimum mandatory of 10 years. And then he had a sentence of 40. So the way it was explained to me was he had to do 10 years day for day. And then anywhere, they can keep him anywhere from 10 to 40. Baby, that ain't what that meant. But that's what I held on to, like, with dear freaking life, that he would only have to do 10 to 12 years maybe. But that was a lie. That was not nowhere near truth. And now we're coming up on 20 years. And at that 10 years, when I watched 10 of my freaking years down the drain, 10 of the years raising her daughter and telling her that daddy's coming home soon. And like, no, you got to go recant that. Daddy's not coming home no time soon. Like, that's crazy. Like, so at that point, my time frame of 10 years kind of, I was like, well, maybe I could wait till our daughter's grown, you know? So 8 more years, 18. Wait till she's grown. Okay, so when she got 18, the longer you stay, the harder it is to leave. It's impossible to leave once you've been there for so long. So 2 years ago was 18 years. Baby, I'm still here. I love my man. I love that man. I love that. I don't even know what song it come from. But yes, like, I love him. And I'm like, at this point, how could I leave? Like, now I'm thinking, oh, okay, so now I got to do the rest of the 17 years with him because I'm past that halfway mark now. So if I leave now, I kind of, what was those 20 years for? You know, so you kind of be realistic. Like, with a long sentence like my husband has, he would always tell me, I'm gonna give that time back. Don't worry, I'm giving that time back. That's what it say now, but I'm gonna give that time back. But that was 20 years ago, and he hasn't given no time back. Like, the system is not fair like you think, and it's not just, and it's not, so giving back time is not really that realistic. Oh, it was about time for that to happen. But you know, some people are able to give back time, but some aren't. And you have to be able to, you know, if you're not the one that's able to give back the time, then what? So establish those time frames before you start instead of getting down the line and like, I don't know. So we're going to go on to 3. Can you afford this journey? Baby, being a prison wife, this journey, it's, oh, I'm sorry. If I was looking there, I'm looking in the wrong spot. There go the, baby, I'm legally blind. Okay, so can you afford this journey? Like, it's expensive to be a prison wife. And you're going to spend money for phone calls. Visits are not around the corner. Most time they're far away. Travel is going to be expensive. Food, once you get there, a lot of times you have to pay for lodging. It's going to be things that if you have children, they're going to have, you know, certain needs you're going to have to pay for and stuff to go on the road. Like, it's, you got to keep your car up and running. You got to have a good car. If you don't have a good car, you got to rent cars. It's a lot of money on top of you trying to